Hi, I'm Steve Ehrman, Vice President of the TLT Group and Director of the Flashlight Program for the study and improvement of educational uses of technology. I'm going to guide you through a short workshop. You'll learn about a succinct summary of decades of educational research created back in 1986 by Art Chickering and Zelda Gamson. I'll show you how to use their 7 principles as a guide to find powerful, relatively low-risk teaching ideas to help you get more educational value from technologies available to you today. This workshop should take about 20 minutes, give or take, to complete, depending on how many people there are in your group. The TLT Group is a not-for-profit. We've been able to do our work for the last 10 years only because of financial support of several hundred subscribing institutions. So we do ask that this workshop material only be used at active subscribing institutions. Thanks very much. We appreciate the consideration. Okay. What does educational research tell us about how to use high-tech classrooms in order to improve student learning? Now, we'll be able to apply the ideas and resources in this workshop to lots of other kinds of classrooms too, but I think high-tech classrooms present an interesting challenge, so we'll use that for an example. Now, by a high-tech classroom, I mean a classroom that offers, at the very least, a way for the instructor to show a computer presentation and internet material on a screen. Usually I'll assume such classrooms also have some other facilities, such as perhaps wireless for student laptops or document cameras to expand small things so that students can see them. Perhaps the ability for students to put material from their laptops on a larger screen, and so on. Now, if you'd like to pause a moment, jot some notes about what you know, or perhaps guess that research has already found out, please do so, and when you're ready, start the video again. The question is much simpler and easier to answer if we just split it in two. Part 1. What do research and experience tell us about the kinds of teaching and learning activities that are most likely to lead to great results, whatever results most matter to you, what students can do later on, for example, or whether they're likely to stay in the department, stay in the university. Part 2, what do research and experience tell us about how to take advantage of technology, that I mean tools and facilities, in order to make those particular activities, the ones that were the answer to question 1, easier to do and richer to carry out. In other words, what we're doing here is to separate what people do, what students do, from the tools and facilities that make it possible for the students to do those things. We're separating your patterns of teaching from the whiteboard that you write your notes on. We're separating how a student studies from the written assignment the student was supposed to read before doing that studying. The direct cause of what a student learns is mostly what a student does, how the student listens, what the student writes, how the student analyzes, what the student creates. Indirectly, obviously, the technologies, again, the facilities and other resources, play an important enabling and perhaps inhibiting role. One set of facilities might make certain activities easier and other activities harder, for example. Let's address that first question. What kinds of teaching and learning activities tend to make learning more effective? The answer to that hasn't changed because human beings don't change very much. It's been over 20 years since Art Chickering and Zelda Gamson wrote a very short, very influential article summarizing decades of prior research on learning in undergraduate education. The question they were answering, what kinds of improvement in teaching and learning activities tend to improve learning outcomes? Their summary they called the 7 principles of good practice in undergraduate education. And look at the list. You'll notice that Chickering and Gamson don't mention facilities or technologies. They don't talk about particular kinds of colleges or particular sorts of faculty or students. That's because these principles seem to apply no matter who's being taught or where or with what. On the average, if you increase these activities somewhat, learning will improve too. That's across a large group of students. Again, we're talking about on the average. That brings us to question 2, and today, and you and your courses. Think about a course you're teaching now or one that you'll teach next term. Pick one of these principles that seems most important to improve. Perhaps something where you are guessing technology might help you do it better. Then pause this video while you write down your principle. If you've got any questions about the 7 principles, this would be a good time to raise them. Then start the video again. Go to the URL on this slide. Scroll down to the 7 Principles Library of Ideas for Teaching and Learning with Technology. We call them TLT ideas for short. Find your principle, click on it, and explore. Your facilitator can give you the username and password. You can use that same username and password for all the other resources stored on the TLT Group website too. Your institution is a subscriber, so you can use and adopt them all. Now, after you've skimmed the dozens of ideas we've found for each principle so far, ideas already contributed by instructors like you. Pick one idea that could work best for you. Something easy, low risk, really promising. Something that could work with technology that's already available. Perhaps technology you already know how to use really well. If you think of something even better on your own, write that down too. Pause the video, and we'll get started again once everybody's ready to go. If you're in a workshop with other faculty, you may want to divide into smaller groups. Perhaps a group of people who pick the same principle. People don't have to talk if they don't want to, but you're likely to learn a lot if you describe your idea and then listen to your colleagues' experience of trying something like it. What did they gain? What did they have to give up to gain it? What have they learned to watch out for? So pause the video again while you're sharing your ideas. We're done. I hope this was a productive use of your time. If so, please find some like-minded colleagues and let them know about this workshop and these TLT materials. Many students resist the 7 principles, of course, because some of them grumble, no one else makes me learn this way. Well, the more of you teach this way, the more that students will come to expect it, and I would predict to enjoy it. Good luck. Please let me know if this workshop is helpful. I'd especially like to know when you implement ideas that you found in this collection. Did they work out for you? How can we improve the collection? Once again, good luck.